Alright, so at work yesterday, something crazy happened. I was wiping down some tables, and out of nowhere, through the blinds, I see this older guy doing what looked like some BMX stuff on a bicycle. I couldn't tell you the brand of bike, but he was doing some X Games shit on a bicycle, and he was older too, which really surprised me. But as I was wiping down these tables and looking out the blinds, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a break just for a quick second here and watch and see what this guy's capable of. See his swag level if it's to the max. The first thing I see he's doing is he's trying to flip his handlebars really quick to where he catches them or something. I don't know, when he's like in a wheelie or something. So this guy does it really quick, and the way he lands is his wheel is facing to the left, like pointing to the left. So right as he gets on his handlebars, he straight up just collapses, like falls right over. The bike lands on top of him. And I'm like, hold on, redo that, sir. So this time I can record it, and you can just be famous on the internet. It was so, I was dying for like legitimately like 5 minutes. It was the greatest thing ever. And this guy, he was probably in pain, I don't know, but I just walked away. But he needs to keep dreaming. So what up, guys? I'm Dreamin', and I'm here today with another commentary, basically going to be discussing the time I choked. And this isn't no third quarter, it's tied before overtime, I got to kick a field goal to make it, or a basket, the game's tied to go into OT, the World Series, the NBA Finals, the NFL Super Bowl. You know, it ain't like that. This is a time I legitly choked. Like the time where you eat a chip and you swallow it and it hurts like a bitch. Yeah, the time I choked. So this happened way back in my prime when I was in middle school. I was a lot younger at the time. And it got to the point to where my mom and dad gave me the knife. They gave me the knife to cut a piece of steak. Usually I relied on my parents to cut the steak because I wasn't big boy enough. But now they passed it down to me. I have the maturity, and I was ready to go. I had my knife, I had my fork. My dad cooks steak, and he's really good at cooking steak. But this steak we had was like bubble gum. I swear to God, it was like bubble gum. Each little piece of steak that you chomped on would like legitimately last you for 13 minutes. It was probably the most solid chewing piece of steak I've ever tasted in my life. It was like one of those long-lasting pieces of gum from the Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It's some long, everlasting shit. But I finally got it down, and we're watching Entertainment Tonight. And the way it was me and my dad and my little sister watching Entertainment Tonight. For those of you guys that know, it's a TV show. We were watching it. We're sitting in the living room, eating at the little table in the living room. And we're just, I have like a really short attention span. So as I'm watching the TV, you know, I'm really not even worrying about this cut status. I know I got it down. I don't need to look what I'm cutting. But what happened was, I guess I cut a really big piece and I really wasn't aware of it. So I just put it in my mouth and started chewing. And I mean, I didn't really have to worry about much because these damn pieces of steak, I'm telling you, the chewing session lasted for legitly 24 hours. So as I'm watching Entertainment Tonight, I'm chewing and chomping on the steak, just chewing and chomping consistently for like 3 minutes. And it got to the point to where I was like, you know what? I think it's a pretty solid piece, so I'm going to be able to swallow it now, no prob. So as I'm swallowing this piece of steak while I'm watching Entertainment Tonight, I can slowly start feeling it just slide right down my throat. Not really moving at a fast rate like it should. It's just slowly moving down my throat. And then I got all the bug out of a sudden, and it like put on its e-brake. This fucking steak had the nerve to put on its e-brake while I was watching Entertainment Tonight with my dad and my sister during dinner. And it just stuck there. And I don't know if you guys have ever choked on something to where, you know, if you have, you realize that you can't breathe in and out of your nose, and your mouth, it's really hard for you to speak. You can't speak at all. You're just like, like it's tough. So here I am banging my hand on the on the dinner table. And I'm just like, Dad, I'm just like, hey, you know, I'm trying to get their attention. I'm choking here. I need some help. Somebody hit me on the back, something. Somebody give me some CPR, whatever it takes. I'm choking on a piece of steak right now that you cook, Dad. And if I were to go down right now, it's all your fault. But it got to the point, I don't know if you guys know, like when you have bacteria, you know, you're like, you know, like I eventually coughed it up, and they're just looking at me like, what has gone into you? Are you doing weed? Are you smoking crack? What are you doing, son? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding? I've been dying here. I'm choking on a piece of steak, and you guys are just laughing at me. My little sister, she was just like, why didn't you do your hands across your neck or something? Because isn't that the international symbol for your choking? I'm just like, where were you 10 minutes ago when I was choking on this piece of steak? But nothing happened. I'm okay. It was just one of those moments in your life where you freak out, you see the lights, but nothing happens. So that's basically it for today's commentary, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned anything from this video, make sure to keep dreaming, because I'm dreaming. I'll see you guys in the next video. A like would be appreciated. But anyways, guys, till then, bye-bye. I need your love.